Hi guys, in this video we will learn about VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP functions. So first of all, let's look why we use VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP is a powerful function in Microsoft Excel that allows you to search for a specific value in a table and return a corresponding value from a different column within that table. I have made a dummy data here of about 21 rows, but we don't have usually these kind of data in real life practical scenarios. We get huge and ample amount of data which has innumerable columns or rows. That time a VLOOKUP function is absolutely useful. That's why we will learn it today. Coming back to the advantages, first advantage of using this VLOOKUP function is finding the data. VLOOKUP is used to search for a specific value in a table and return the corresponding value from another column. Second is merging data. VLOOKUP can also be used to merge two data sets. Third is data validation. VLOOKUP can also be used for data validation, where you can check if a particular value exists in a table or not. You will get to understand these bullet points after we have seen some examples, so don't worry about that. So let's jump ahead and get into the calculation. So I will teach you how to calculate the VLOOKUP for any given value. But apart from that, just out of curiosity, I'll also tell some more presentable way of calculating this. First of all, I just want to show you this, how I calculated this, how much is the value in the column. This has been used by the count function. Actually, count a function. Count a is used to calculate the number of cells which has a string or a number present. So in this case, it is from number 2 to 20, which has 19 columns. That's why it shows 19. And the formula for that is count a b2 to b10. That is from here to here. We will talk more about count functions in later videos. Similarly, here I have used the AutoSum function. So you can do this by two ways. First is writing this sum function with the range selection from b2 to b20. Another shortcut is you can just press alt equal to from your keyboard. Alt equal to from your keyboard, and this range will be selected, auto selected. Excel is smart enough to calculate this, what range we are selecting, and press enter. So the same result you will get. So this is a dummy data where we have some names, the organization that they work in, their salary, their designation, city, and age. Okay, so and yeah, this is age, where I have calculated the average age of all the employees working. Okay, let's jump right into the calculation. First, I'll just write the name, which is my input, and in this cell, in this particular cell, I will put the name and I'll get the desired organization, salary, designation according to the name I put in. So a pretty smart way of copying this is selecting this, Control C, or right click to copy, and going to paste special and transposing it so that it is copied in this manner. And I'll put it left alignment, bold this one too. So this is my input cell. I'll put some name here. For example, I want to put Harry here, and based on this input, I'll get his organization, salary, designation here only based on the table. Correct? So let's calculate this. Okay. So these are my output cells. So here only I have to calculate the formula. So let's write the VLOOKUP formula. VLOOKUP tab. It says lookup value. Okay, so what are we looking for? We are looking for Harry in this case. So we will select the lookup value as this cell. Okay, next argument is table array. Okay, so this definitely means we have to select the whole table without absolutely the headers. Okay, I've selected the table array. Now it says column index number. Okay, so this actually means the input that we are looking for. Where is that in the table array? Okay, so we are looking for organization in this case, and organization is the second column. So that's what it says, column, what's the index number of the column. So in this table the index number of the column is second, organization. Okay, so I'll put 2, and after that this one is range lookup, which is included in the third bracket. That means it is optional, so we will leave it like that only. Close the bracket and press enter. Okay, I have got Amazon. Let's compare. Okay, Harry was working under Amazon only, so this VLOOKUP is working. Okay, similarly let's calculate the salary, or rather maybe city. Okay, let's calculate the city. What's the city? VLOOKUP tab, lookup value. Lookup value is always the same here in this case, which is Harry, because this is the input only. Okay, so we'll select lookup value as Harry, comma, table array, the same table array. Okay, comma, column index number. Now here it will change, because in this case we are looking for city and not the organization. So instead of 2, which was the organization's column number, we will select the column number of the city. So the index number of the column of the city is first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Fifth column. Okay, so we will write 5 and close the bracket. Enter. Okay, city says Kolkata. Let's see what was the city of Harry. Okay, it is Kolkata. You must be thinking that putting the formula for every case, it's just a pain, right? So no need to put formulas in all the cases. We just have to drag it and put some changes only. But you see, it's showing no result. Why is that? Let's check. So the organization name is Amazon. The first formula is correct. Let's look what is the problem in the second formula. Double click here. Okay. We lookup value. Lookup value should be Harry, which is I2. But here I3 is written. So what the formula is doing? So there's some analogy in the formula. Let's see if the table array is correct or not. Table array should be from, okay, if I click here, see it is the table is highlighted in red color. So the table has shifted one row down. It should be from Bellatrix until Voldemort, but now it's from Dobby to total. So it is also shifting one place. Lookup value was also shifting one place down from I2 to I3, and the column number is 2 only, because we have copied the formula of organization's index number. So how to change that? There's something called fixed cell reference. So in the first formula itself, I'll just fix this by pressing F4 from my keyboard. It's fixed. Here also I'll fix the table array, F4, because these two are not changing, right, in every formula that we are using here. So I2 will be fixed. It will not be carried forward to I3, I4, and the table array will also be fixed in this case. And we don't need to fix this, because either way we will be changing this index number to according to the output that we want. Okay, so now if I copy the formula, you must be thinking that it may give the correct answer, but no, it will give us, let's see. Okay, so it is giving me organization name in every case, but we want salary, designation, city, and age. So one simple tweak you have to do in every formula, just go inside the salary formula first. Salary, everything is perfect now, they are not getting shifted, but this column index number is 2 only, because it was carrying forward the organization's column index number. So now the column index number of salary is first, second, third, 3. Okay, press enter. Now it says 1 lakh, right? Harry's salary. Similarly, designation we have to change it to 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth. Okay. Similarly, this one to 5, and the last one to 6. Okay. This is how you calculate the VLOOKUP function. Okay, let's make it more presentable. First, I'll just merge this, and this one is okay. I will merge this, merge across. Okay, this one to maybe center alignment or left alignment. No, center is fine. Let's put some borders. Shortcut is Alt H B A. Okay, fine. Let's put some background like this maybe. And this is the input cell, so let's highlight it with different color like this. Okay, let's bold it too. Okay, so now let's change the input to some other, like for example, let's change it to Ron. Okay, so instead of Harry we are writing Ron, and see every other data is changing according to that. So Ron's company is Microsoft, salary is 90,000, designation is vice president, and everything. Okay, that's how we work with the VLOOKUP formula. If you see, if I write something which is not present in the name list, for example, I have put something like something, it will not show any result. Okay, so we have to make our formula, we have to make everything more presentable and error proof, right? So it may be because of some human error that someone may have made a mistake and the whole data now looks really bad. So one way to overcome this is data validation. So let me just go back to the way it was, and let me show you how this data validation works. Okay, first give this range a name. To name a range of selection, we will just go here and put the name of the selection we want. In this case I will put names of the selection, so whenever this is selected we will get names. Okay, now let's show you how to create a drop down of the names which are present in the table so that there's a less chance of error. So we go to data, go to data validation, and from the settings in this section we create a list. Okay, what will be the name of the list? It will be the names that we created. Okay, here we created, right, names. So it could have been done into two ways. Firstly, either here only you could have selected the range like this and pressed OK, or the other way which I showed you earlier, we can name the range that we want and then create a list according to that. Okay, now I'll press OK and see there's a drop down. In this case now whatever names are there in this table, it will be here only. Now if you want anyone's like Draco, their company, there everyone, it says Amazon 80,000 associate, everything will come up. Okay, this is a good way to make your data more presentable. Okay, also it's a good way to name your ranges according to the headers that it has. Like in this case you can name this selection as organization. It has many advantages. If you use Excel frequently you must be knowing this. If you don't, well, applying this you will get to know why it is so handy. Name ranges. One shortcut way of doing this is selecting the whole range and pressing Ctrl Shift F3, and it will be named according to the header. Like let me show you. For example, here if I select this range, okay, remember one thing, in this case you have to select the data with the header itself so that it captures what is the header's name. Okay, now press Ctrl Shift F3 and you see the top row has been selected in default. Let it be, press OK. Now if you select this range it won't show anything, it will just show the first cell of the selected range. But if you like from here to here, it will show you the name range, which is salary in this case. Similarly we can do it at once for multiple columns. Select the data, 3 columns, Control Shift F3. By default, it is selecting left column also, but I don't want it. So remove this and top row. Now, if I select this, you see it shows designation. If I select this, it shows city and this to age. Okay. I hope you are loving the content of the video, as apart from sharing knowledge about VLOOKUP, I'm also sharing various tips and tricks which are very useful while working on Excel. Now we have understood why VLOOKUP is important, why it is used, how we can apply the formula, how we can do it in a smart manner. Now let's see HLOOKUP functions. For that, I need to convert the table in a manner that the headings are there in the first column. Okay, so here's the data. Now see, I've changed everything and the VLOOKUP function is not working in this case. So in this case, let's use the HLOOKUP formula. So HLOOKUP formula, the first, there the headers were like this. In this case, the headers are in the first column itself in a vertical form. Okay, let's apply the formula HLOOKUP tab lookup value. Lookup value will always be this name which we put, comma, table array. Table array would be this, apart from the headers, comma, row index number. So the row is in this case organization, which is the second row, first row, second row. Now see what's the difference. That's why it is named row index number, because in this case the headers are in a vertical format. Okay, so in HLOOKUP the headers are in vertical format, and in VLOOKUP the headers were in horizontal format. Okay, so the row index number for organization is 1 2. Let's put 2, close the bracket, and you see Dobby's organization is this one, Amazon. Similarly, if we drag this, city and age are not required. Okay, city and age is not required. Let's see what we get if we drag this down. Okay, we are getting salary 80,000, but it's showing some other salary. Okay, not Dobby's salary, and designation is also something different. Now let's look what's the problem. So in this case, you see B16 is the lookup value, which is going down. It should be B15. So you remember the fixed cell reference that we did in VLOOKUP. We have to do the same here also. So we have to make this also fixed, but the row index will be changed according to this, according to the headers. So let's tweak this formula only, the first one. Let's make it absolute cell reference. By the way, absolute cell reference and fixed cell reference are the same. So you can do it by pressing F4, so that both the row and the column is getting fixed. Let me fix this also. Press enter. Now if I drag it down, I need to change just this to salary, which is the third row, 3, and here designation is 4. So now see Dobby Amazon 75 clerk. Dobby Amazon 75 clerk. This is how you work with the HLOOKUP function. Now that you have understood how it works, let's see some of the limitations of these functions. One is lookup value should be unique in the column. Okay, it simply means that the value that we are looking for, that is the input, it should be unique. No value should be repetitive. Okay, for example, if I write Voldemort here, so two Voldemorts are there. So see, if I select the first Voldemort also, it's 95,000. The second Voldemort also, it shows 95,000. So it's not working if the value are not unique. So let's come back to the way it was. Okay, okay. The second limitation is you can find values from left to right. What this means? This means that we are calculating this column index number from left to right. So the column number in this case for organization is second. So we are calculating from left to right. This is another limitation. The third one that you see is lookup value should be first in the column of table array. And according to me, this is the most critical limitation of VLOOKUP. What this means is the value that we are looking for, in this case the name, it should be in the first column of the table or the data that we are selecting. So if we want that we input the organization, and according to the organization name we get every other detail, that won't be possible through VLOOKUP. In order to proceed with that with using VLOOKUP, we have to select data like this and not like this. Now why is that? That is because in this case organization is the second column, and that is one critical limitation of VLOOKUP. But if we select the data like this, in the data the first column is organization. Now we can use this organization as an input like we did in the case of name. In the name scenario where name was input, here this was the first column. I hope you are getting this. The last one is for approximate matches only, data should be ascending to descending order for the lookup value. So these were some limitations of VLOOKUP function. And in order to get rid of these problems, we had adopted another set of formula, which is a combination of two, the index and the match formula, which is a bit more complicated, but don't worry, I'm here. I'll share my knowledge in index and match function also in the coming videos. Make sure you like this video if you want to see the index match video, and if you have any other topics that you want me to make videos on, please feel free to suggest me those contents. Comment down below the contents that I should make. Make sure to subscribe the channel to never miss an update from my side.